Hello, seniors. Welcome to Nursing 435, which is your leadership course. This is the didactic or the lecture component that goes with the clinical component. The clinical component is a separate course within D2L, so you'll see that separately. Per the Provost mandate, we have moved all of our Elsevier courses to D2L, so we'll be getting to SurePath through the D2L course. Every week I will post a new announcement and the old announcement will disappear. I will still keep a record of the announcement so that if you ever have a question on what I said, I can pull that up for you, but it will disappear on Sunday night at 23:59. So for this week, this is kind of a welcome to get us started. I want you to go look through the course and go to content and review all the tabs, especially that syllabus, because that's where that weekly course map is contained. Also wanted to show you if, even though this course is online, I don't want you guys to feel like you're out there in la la land, you don't know how to get in touch with me. You can always email me, or you can meet with me virtually or in person using this booking link that's found right here. So feel free to do that if something's not clear and you want to meet. So I want you to go to content, and you'll see that you have two tabs that are available to you. You have a course intro, and then you have a e-learning materials. So the first one on the course intro is this orientation video that you're viewing right now, and the second one is our course syllabus. So noting in our course syllabus, this is a 2-hour class. It's asynchronous online, and the reason for that is because we found that once we get to this the senior year, when you're doing precepted clinicals, it's very difficult for us to get you with preceptors all at the same time. So the coursework has to work around when we can get you into the clinical component. Again, info on the clinical component is in that Clinical Nursing 435C for that. Here's my booking link here as well. There's my office phone number. I am in ASA. I don't think I'm in 130. I'm in 130. Program learning objectives. What I want you to notice that what we're doing with our program learning objectives, these are the things you're meeting to successfully earn that BSN degree. You're moving up in that third level objective in the senior year. Our verbs are getting different. They're getting higher level, higher functioning because you're getting ready to enter the workplace. So I wanted to point that out to you. And then some of the things I like to point to you in the student learning outcomes or the course objectives is how we're looking at leadership styles and roles, and we're differentiating what makes a good manager versus what makes a good leader, and can you be both, and how do you demonstrate both of those skills and qualities. Our text will be through our through this course, we'll be going into SurePath, so we'll get there in just a second. I want to make sure you're registered for the course. If you're viewing this, you should be registered for the course because it automatically takes your name and enrollment from Banner. And then we'll go over our course map. Our course map, I used to keep that separate, and the provost would like that all in one document now, so they're all here. All competencies. So everything in this far right-hand column, which is the competency that we're looking at, are due by 23:59 on Sunday of that week. So notice in week 1, our everything is open for you now. Actually, everything is open in the entire course because I like to do that. And then it is closed, or it is due by Sunday night, August the 24th at 23:59. If you have an internet issue at 23:58 and you don't get it to me, I'm not going to open things back up. You have everything available and open to you early, so you have more than a week to work on everything. I want you to think of your due dates as that's the latest you want to get that done, because life happens and stuff comes up. So don't wait till the last minute. You guys know that if it's not done by the time it's due, it won't be opened back up, and that's going to severely impact your grade. So keep on top of that. In this first week, you don't have an assignment per se due, but you are looking through chapters 1 and 2, and I'll get there in just a second when we go to our SurePath. And if anything in the syllabus or this orientation video doesn't make sense to you, I want you to book an appointment with me or come in and see me, drop in and see me during the first week of school. If it has anything to do with clinical, you will either have Dr. Penrod, Dr. Brown, or Heather Julian as your clinical instructor, and they'll be able to give you guidance with that aspect. So as we move through the course, I've really pared down what I'm having you do. You're not doing chapter EAQs. I've done this for about 2 times that I've taught the class, and the students have responded well to it. They didn't feel like there was so much busy work, because I hate busy work, and they've done better on the assignments, and then they've done extremely much better on their HESIs, and they said that has helped them on the NCLEX. So when they get to topics such as leadership. So we're going to use that format again. So you'll notice that each week, until we get way down to the bottom, something is due. So for example, this first week, there's a HESI Prep EAQ, and your grade is based on completing it. It's in exam mode, and it's on proficient, so it's on the highest level you can get with that one. And if you finish it by the 31st, which is my due date over here, by 23:59 on the 31st, then you'll get the full 25 points. You'll notice that there's really 4 different ways we're getting scores from your for this course, and we'll get to that when we get to our grades. But if you look through that, each week has something that you need to be working on, and it correlates. It's not right on top of each of these chapters, but it correlates with what you're doing in the chapters. You're also going to be doing your clinicals at the same time throughout the semester, so some of this will pull over. I do want to point out a couple of things that NCLEX Live Reviews have told me to pull out, is prioritizing care and delegation are huge things, as well as communication, that come up on NCLEX. So make sure you're really hitting. These are specifically picked to help you do well on not only the Exit HESI and the HESI for this course, but the NCLEX as well. So I didn't randomly go in and just choose things. I went in with deliberate care to help you do well on both of those things. So you can see how we scroll through our semester, getting all the way down to week 14, where we have HESI Specialty Exam 1. That's going to be at 4 o'clock on the 18th, which is a Tuesday. Note that now. Go ahead and put that on your calendar. Get your work schedule worked around it. That's when that's going to be held. It won't be available on another day. It's available on this date. Then we have our Thanksgiving break. And then everybody, regardless of how well you score on that first one, will do the remediation for that HESI, and then we will go right into our HESI number 2. I use the same thing. If you score, per our HESI policy, if you score over a 900 or higher, you don't have to take the second version. So hopefully you won't have to come back that second week. And I have seen some really good scores based on what these preps are getting you ready for. So students have done very well with these preps on the HESI for leadership. Now, when you get into the grades, here's what I'm mentioning. I'm basically getting your score from 4 different things. There are 4 different NCLEX preps. They're worth up to 25 points. Based on the score that you earn by the due date. So you'll get a score, you'll earn an 88% or a 92%, and that will be your score for that one. That's worth 25% of your points. The HESI Prep EAQs are worth 25 points if they're completed by the due date. They are set on exam mode, and that they're at the proficient level. So if you finish it, you'll get the full point value. If you don't finish it, you won't get the full point value for that. There are just 4 leadership case studies. I know sometimes these seem a little corny, but there are nuances to the case studies that really play out on NCLEX and in the real world that I'm hoping you'll be able to tease out. Particularly pay attention to communication skills, delegation, prioritization of patient care being some of those high things. And then your HESI conversion score is worth 25% at this level. Once we get to that HESI, if you score over 900 and your conversion score is higher than your course average, I'll take the higher of the 2. I had several students do that this summer where their conversion score was a 92 and their class score was a 91.4. And so they were able to get that A score because of their conversion score. And then I've got some description of what those things are right there. Nothing new here. Okay, on the HESI specialty exam policy, I want to point out a couple of different things. We do have two versions of this one. Everyone will complete remediation for number 1. If you don't complete remediation, you will get a 0 for your HESI conversion score. And if I go back up to here and plug in a 0 here, you can see what that will do to your overall score. If you don't get a 900 on version 2, you have to complete the remediation by the end of the semester, and I believe that's on Friday of finals week, so that I can enter your grade. I like to enter those on Friday because some students need those so they can get reimbursed at their workplace. Okay. I'll take the best conversion score. This is a new bullet. I want to point out these two bullets. You have to get at least a 700 or above on your specialty exam, on your HESI specialty exam. So say on your first one you get a 680. On the second one you have to get higher than a 700, or you will have a incomplete in this course. You can't graduate with this being an incomplete. You don't want to take an incomplete into the spring semester because you'll be doing a lot of other things that are working towards NCLEX. So let's make sure we get a 700 or higher. Again, if you do these things intentionally with thought and apply yourself to them, it's going to lead you to getting that 700 or higher minimum score for that HESI. If you have questions about that, holler at me. I also have some practice exams that I'll gladly open for you. I'm not going to make them mandatory, and if I don't have them in the course now, but if anybody gets to the, week 13, week 12, 13, and you feel like you want some practice things, holler at me, and I'll gladly make those available. And then here's the rest of our stuff. No late policies, no late assignments is the usual for that one. And it tells you how to get a hold of me. I always will post announcements on Monday. So questions about that, holler at me for that syllabus. I'm going to download this because I want to utilize it in just a second when I'm looking at our SurePath. So then you've got 2 links. Let me point that out. You have 2 links. So if on the syllabus, let me get to where it was our assignments. It said that you have a case study, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 case studies here. The case studies are found on this link. They are not in the SurePath. Don't miss them and think you did everything. Follow your syllabus and complete the case studies where they're located. So you can go to your SurePath. It'll take us just a second to get there. And this is set up like ordinary. You guys know how these typically look. So in week 1, I've opened up the reading for you. You have the lessons that are available to you. You can do them if you're a visual audio learner. I would encourage you to do these. If it doesn't help you, then don't worry about them. If you do better at reading the textbook and you don't like the lessons, you're not getting graded on these. They're just available. Everything I have available to me in this textbook is available to you. So they're all open. So there's nothing due in week 1 other than reading through chapters 1 and chapter 2. So let's go to week 2, where we have chapter 3, and then we have this HESI prep on professionalism. So when I look down to chapter 2, or week 2, and you'll notice I've got the dates here. I'm looking at chapter 3. I've got my textbook reading. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lessons that are available to me. And then I have a HESI prep on professionalism. That HESI prep on professionalism is due on the 31st. You can see that's when this one ends. And per the syllabus, the HESI prep, if you complete it at a proficient mode, then you'll get your full 25 points for that. And you'll notice these are NGN ones. They only have 7 questions. It doesn't take a long time to do it, but if you click through it and you're not thinking about it, you're not going to get a good score, and you're not going to do well on that HESI final. So take your time to get through those. So you guys know how to work through our HESI here. And then I wanted to go back one. Let's see. I wanted to go back to the case studies to show you what the case studies look like. Again, you've seen these before, so not new, but I just wanted to show you they're not embedded within the SurePath. So your case studies are right here, and you can see when they're due. So again, always refer to your syllabus. contact me, especially during this first week if you have questions. Read your announcements every week. I will try really hard not to inundate you with emails. And let's have a good semester learning about leadership and management and leadership in nursing. Thanks, guys.